Hi everyone, Sandman here. This video is brought to you by a donation from Sultan, and here's what he has to say. Hi Sandman, I started following your YouTube channel within the last 7 to 8 months. I have been amazed by the amount of knowledge that I've gained thanks to you regarding female nature. I was hoping I can get your feedback on my most recent encounter with the girl that I just met before the COVID-19 lockdown occurred. I met this girl at the mall and she recognized me from Facebook. It was our first time seeing each other in person. We walked and talked in the mall. Eventually, we decided to watch a film. During the entire movie duration, we got very comfortable and very touchy. Afterwards, I figured that she liked me and I wanted to see her again. But every time I tried to schedule another date or meetup, she would make excuses. Obviously, the lockdown occurred and obviously she would use that as an excuse as well. But if she really liked me, she would have met me again. I was thirsty for female connection and I really wanted things to work out between me and her. I was surprised that she would actually allow me to get so intimate with her that first night we met, then totally ghost me afterwards. Eventually, I straight up told her over WhatsApp that I really liked her and wanted to pursue a relationship. She replied saying that before I commit to her, I need a good job and a car. I was very shocked and fell into a depressive episode. Eventually, you came into my mind and MGTOW clicked in my head. I realized that this chick doesn't care about me, but she cares about the material things that she wishes I had. I mean, I'm not a bum, but my life is a work in progress. I'm studying and working part-time. But she acted like a princess by stating that before I commit to her, I must have all these material things. Cars, great income, etc. Up to her standard. I'm 28 and of Afghan heritage and my family came to Canada in 1999, when I was only 7 years of age. I fell a bit behind in life due to struggling with severe depression, but I'm doing much better now. I enjoy working out and wrestling and I'm pushing myself to study electrical engineering as I maintain a part-time income in a restaurant. I really would appreciate a relationship with a woman, but I fear that I won't be able to find one that will love me as I would love her. Sorry for my long message. It's my first time. Thanks again, Sandman, you've opened up my eyes. But I'm still in shock to know that women are like this. Whatever happened to two people meeting and trying to establish a life, facing struggles together, and building a relationship? It all seems like BS now. Maybe I was socially engineered by the media as a kid to think like that. Okay, that's it, boss. Well, Sultan, thanks for the donation as well as the topic. The rabbit hole goes much deeper than you think in your particular situation. I'll explain what's going on in just a moment. But first, let me tell everyone about today's sponsor, the MGTOW Book Collection. Tim Patton has written 5 MGTOW books. MGTOW is Forever is the latest and is a great introduction to MGTOW. If you've been injured on the job and need help, disabled and unable to work is for you. MGTOW Building Wealth and Power helps you empower your finances. Masculinity is Our Future is about how the world sees masculinity as toxic and what it means to be a man. Finally, MGTOW Why I Cheat. When a woman named Marcia read this book, she wanted to scream out loud, "Why is MGTOW a real thing?" Thanks for pushing her buttons, Tim. All 5 books can be found at the sponsor link down below. Anyways, now back to the video. So Sultan, you're right, if she actually liked you, she would have met you again. Maybe she liked you at first and then went home and reconsidered. Sometimes we're attracted to someone at the moment because of sexual frustration. And then we realize that we aren't even attracted to that person. Maybe I can give you the male perspective on this particular issue. I did exactly what this woman did to you to a woman when I was in my early 20s. I'd been single for a few months and met up with a woman I wasn't 100% attracted to. But I still made out with her and fondled her flatulence-filled bottom. But when I got home, I was disgusted because I wasn't really attracted to her to begin with. So when she called me the next day to go out, I told her I'm sorry that I can't do that. She, of course, was hurt and went off crying and squealed like a piglet on the phone. Sure, I felt bad, but I would have actually felt a lot worse if I actually went out with her again knowing how I felt. So maybe that's the same thing that happened in your case. Except instead of telling that woman no and her accepting reality and pursuing me, you pursued a woman that didn't want to be with you and made her upset. She probably sensed that you were needy and thirsty, and that might have actually had something to do with it. But I don't think that's the only issue here. You didn't have to tell her that you liked her. That was a kind of obvious thing. Of course she already knew. You should have asked her if she wanted to meet up again once or twice, and if she said no, you should have just left it at that, instead of torturing yourself and her emotionally. Her way of getting rid of you was passive-aggressive. She told you to get lost knowing that it was probably impossible for you to get a good job and a car anytime soon. So therefore she gave you a no-win scenario. She was pissed off that you were pursuing her, so she shamed you for being a failed man in her eyes. A man that wasn't good enough for her because you couldn't provide all the accoutrements she expected from life. The goal was to beat down your self-esteem and make you feel depressed, so you would associate the emotional pain you felt with her, and that you would get a broken heart and stop pursuing her. Given the propensity for us men to become simps, I don't blame her for giving you such a harsh dose of reality. She probably didn't want to tell you directly that she wasn't interested in you, because that could potentially lead to a physical confrontation, and women are more agreeable than men and generally avoid violence instinctively. I think you're not looking deeply enough into this situation. Remember, with women, it's like they're magicians with their vaginas. All your hopes and dreams go in and disappear forever. More importantly, they usually have a good reason for doing or telling you something, but then there's also the real reason they're doing it too. The real reason was to devastate your ego and demoralize you. Mission accomplished if you have to write to me and try and convince me that you're not a bum, because your life is a work in progress. You tried to get into her bum and she made you feel like one. How's that for an abracadabra cooch? Of course, you'll never find a woman that loves you the way that you'll ever love her. You love her the way that she looks, and she loves you the way that you look and what you can provide too. Count yourself lucky you got to fondle her folds. You got to sample the merchandise, and you shouldn't get caught up on being with her. You had a fun day that led to all kinds of emotional chaos. I guess the next time you'll be more careful whose breastises you caresses. There could also be other reasons she didn't actually want you to touch her tatas ever again. It's possible that your Afghani background bothered her, and the only reason she let your hands play with her body was because you were in a dark movie theater, where no one else could see you. She could be racist or worried about what other people would think about her status if she was seen in public with you. Back in high school, my first girlfriend had much lower sexual marketplace value than me, and random girls would come up to me and tell me not to be with her, and tell me that I could do much better. But I didn't care, because I was a confident guy that marched to his own beat. Most women fall in line and don't do things that might embarrass them. I think that even if you magically got a great job and bought a car, she probably wouldn't actually want to be your girlfriend. Just to save face, she probably would have made out with you in your car someplace where no one could see the two of you having sex and doing other things. But she would probably find a way out of that situation as well. I don't know if any of this would happen, but just call it a hunch. Of course, you didn't mention the background of this particular woman. She might have been from Afghanistan as well, so what I just said about her being potentially racist might be completely out of touch with reality. But something tells me that she's a Western woman, and from many of the Western women I know, they go on vacation to exotic countries, and try to have flings with guys there that they would never get together with back at home. She had the perfect cover of darkness in the movie theater. If someone said that they saw her there with a strange guy, she would probably ask that person, "Are you sure you're not mistaken, because it's a dark movie theater?" The darkness of the room would provide plausible deniability. As a guy, you need to learn that if a woman isn't giving you attention right away and doesn't want to be with you right this second, then odds are she's not going to want to be with you later on either. You must have really pissed this woman off if she used coronavirus as her plausible deniability cover story as well for not seeing you again. She could have easily said that she would actually want to meet up with you after the coronavirus is done, knowing that it would probably take anywhere between 6 months and a year and a half. But she probably didn't want to risk that. If she had said that, then you still would have actually had hope that you would be waiting for her to give you a chance. So from her perspective, attacking your manhood made the most sense. What really pisses me off is that men don't tell each other about women manipulating us. We learn our knowledge independently, and then we never share it with other guys. And it's all lost until the next generation of men discover it on their own again. It's this generational blind spot that leads men into such pain. But it's also the blind spot of men not willing to share what they know with each other that allows women to pull this sort of stuff on us, and almost always get away with it. You're still a young guy, and I think you need to go out there and keep getting burned by women until you finally have some luck, or you get so frustrated by their games that you become a MGTOW monk. I also know that you're most likely a Muslim man from Afghanistan. That means there's going to be expectations placed on you to get married from your family. If that's the case, then you might as well go out there and get as much practice as possible to figure out all the games they play, so that one day when your family forces you into a marriage, you'll know what your wife is up to. Remember, women are going to mess with you to get rid of you. If you ever get a psycho stalker slut following you, you'll probably do the same. Maybe it'll also make you feel better knowing that if she's willing to let you fondle both her popcorn and her in the middle of the theater, how many other guys is she allowed to do the same thing? Most men are always made to feel like they're the only ones in the world that bust their nut in a woman like a squirrel. What they forget is that her body is a mobile amusement park, and that there are guys trying to get free rides all the time. You got your ride and it was a good one, and now you want another. I remember when I was 19 and went to Florida one summer and met up with a girl the last day of my vacation, and we ended up making out and doing a little bit more. We traded emails and we swore to get in touch with one another, but she only replied once. What was I supposed to do? She was in New Jersey and I was in Toronto. Sometimes you just have to accept that you had a good time with someone once and that's it. I know it's hard because she makes you hard. But part of growing up and becoming an adult is accepting that other people change their minds about you, or that they play mind games and set up situations for you that are difficult, if not impossible for you to win their heart over with. Most of the time they don't even want your heart, and it's the easiest way to tell you to get lost. I'm sure you're a hard-working Muslim man, and if you wait long enough there'll be a babe in a burqa there that not only doesn't love you for you, but also makes your life a living hell if you listen to your parents and marry her. I'm sure that in a few months you'll probably forget about the movie theater babe and have a life filled with new pain to deal with in exchange for fleeting moments of pleasure. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks again, Sultan, for the donation and topic. Don't forget to smash the like button the way that Sultan wanted to smash that slut, but she would only let her smash her in the privacy of his own car, that he doesn't even have. Bang that bell and check out the mystery link. Follow me on BitChute, Twitter, and Facebook to get tomorrow's video today. Subscribe to me on Minds and Gap to get the video for the day after tomorrow. This channel's been demonetized, so if you want to get back at corporate censors, demonetize them by taking away their ad dollars by installing that Brave browser. Link is down below. It also helps me out and you get cryptocurrency for viewing ads as well. You can also help me out through Subscribestar. Thanks for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember, a red pill a day keeps the women giving you impossible expectations that you'll never achieve if you ever want to date them again away. So enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers. Now you can order and pay for dolls through 6 easy monthly payments so long as your credit is approved. Francesca is the favorite of many guys. How about Xena? She's certainly going to make your life full of wonder. You can also play patty cake with Jessica Rabbit if you prefer. Maybe this Tinkerbell will make you swell. Their futanari attachments also fit most dolls. If you have to ask about that, then it's not for you. What are you waiting for? It's time to trade shekels for some silicone jigglies. So lifelike you'll want to take all of them for a ride on your swing swang. Check out the YouTube channel as well as the website down below.